Hello everyone, this is Gabatron Gaming back with another video. Today we'll be expanding the shop. This is going to be part 10 of our Clicker series. The first thing you're going to need are these 3 sprites right here. One should look something like this. It should be some sort of arrow. The next should be an arrow facing the other direction. And then the final one should be numbers that are named according to what number they show. For example, 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, and so on. You're going to want to put this simple code just to get started in each of them. I'm going to just show the code for a little bit, and you can pause your screen while you add this to each of them. This one should be in the left arrow sprite. This one should be in the middle number sprite. This one should be in the right arrow. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add code to the middle number. So enter your middle number, and we're going to need a few things. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to drag out a second when green flag clicked, just so we're prepared to use it when we need to. And we're also going to create a new variable. Go into your variables tab, click make a variable, and then write in sharp page number, like so. I'm gonna hide this variable. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to make it so when we open our shop, instead of it just being really big and us having a lot of buttons, it's gonna stay this small panel, but we're gonna be able to flip through different pages of the shop so we can fit even more stuff. The first thing we're going to need to do is I'm going to move this down to make some more space, and then we're going to start adding code to the open receiver. We're going to get weight. We're going to go to the looks tab. We're going to bring out a go to front layer and a show. Then we're going to grab a change color effect and the second change color effect. We're going to leave those to the side for now. We're going to go into the control tab and get a repeat. We'll change this to 11. We'll then drag one of our change color effects into there, set it to ghost, and change effect by -8. On the outside, we'll put change this to ghost effect, change ghost effect -7. Okay, now we've done that, we're going to work on the when I receive close operator or event. We're going to go back into looks. We're going to get set color effect once more and a hide and put those there. I'm going to set ghost effect to 100. And then we're going to work on our green flags. So the first thing we're going to do is on the top green flag, we're going to get a variable, and we're going to get set, change it to sharp page number, set sharp page number to 1. Now with this green flag, what we're going to do is we're going to change this to forever, and we're going to get a switch costume. Go back into variables and drag out a sharp page number variable and put that on the switch costume too. Now what this will do is it will forever set the costume to whatever sharp page we're on, and since they'll name the numbers, that'll be really easy. For example, if the sharp page is 2, it will just switch the costume to 2. Okay, now we've set up our middle number, we're going to work on our left arrow. The left and right arrow will be very similar. What we're going to do is we're actually going to go into the middle number and grab the code under open that we just did, and then just hover that over left arrow, because this is the exact same code that we need. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing for the close. And while we're here, we're actually going to put the open in the right arrow and the close in the right arrow as well. Okay, now that we have this, we can get rid of this extra close event. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drag out a when this sprite is clicked. We're going to get a change variable, change shop page by -1. This is because it's the left arrow, and by changing it by -1, that will be like going to the left of the number line. Gonna save our project, and then we're gonna drag out an if. Inside the if, we're gonna get an operator less than. Then we'll drag out shop page number, and we'll change the 50 to a 1. We're gonna drag out a set variable and change the shop page number to 6. What this will do is if we ever go into the negatives, it will instead change it to the highest number we want. In this case, I'm putting 6 just because I only want there to be 6 pages right now. But you can change this no whatever you want, and that will be your maximum amount of pages that you'll have in the shop. Then in the right sprite, we are going to get rid of these extra when I receive. And we're going to do something very similar. In fact, we can just go into the left arrow and then drag this into the right one. Then we're going to tweak this a little bit. We're going to change it so this is 1 instead of -1. We're going to change the shop page to the other side and make it 6. Again, this is going to be whatever your number is for the however many shop pages you want there to be. And you're going to set this to 1, no matter how many pages you want there to be. Now we've done that, the buttons should be working. As you see, if we hit the green flag, then we open the shop, they should pop up at the bottom here. And we should be able to click to cycle between all 6 of our shop pages. Now we've done that, we can work on the shop items. How this will work is we'll have different images and different cost for whatever page we are on, but we're going to use the same shop sprite. So first thing we're going to want to do is change this to say 1, and then we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to change the word so you say something else. I'm going to change it just so it says even more. Then since we have the variable, it doesn't matter if there's a 50 here, so I'll just erase that. And you can do the same in the fourth sprite as well. And then I'm going to change it to increase MPC by 10. I'm going to have to move this over a little bit so it fits. Once I've done that, I can go back into your code, and I'm going to be changing a few pieces of code here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag out when green flag clicked, forever, switch costume to, and then shop page. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to edit our actual when this sprite is clicked. And how we're going to edit this is we're going to drag out an if else. And inside the if else, in between the if and then, we're going to put an operator. It's going to be equals, then shop page number on the left side, and we'll put equal to 1. So if shop page number is equal 1, we can then drag what we already have inside here, and we can duplicate the entire thing. So duplicate that code and then put it inside the else and change this number to 2. You can do this for all six pages, but to save time, I'm only going to do these two just to show you how it works. The only things we're really going to need to change is what they actually do. You could leave them the same if you want to, but then there'd literally be the same thing and there's no point to doing this. I'm going to have mine be different. Like I already showed, it's going to increase NPC by 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change NPC plus 1 cost. I'm going to make a new variable called NPC plus 10. And I'll just put C instead of cost. And then what I'll do is I'll just swap these out. So let me put this in here. And I'll just swap it out for all of the NPC ones. You can tweak also some of the numbers as I showed in the previous video, but I'm just going to leave them the same. And that should be all you need now. Also, I'm going to change this to 10 before I forget, because that's what it's going to change our NPC by. And then that should be done. You can leave this else open. Again, normally I'd put the other shop pages there. I'd have shop page 3, shop page 4, and so on, but I'm gonna leave it there because we don't have that much time. You can feel free to add another blockers code for each shop page though. And now we've done this, all that we should need to do is actually make the NPC plus 10 work. So we can just double what we already have here for the NPC plus 1 and then just change it 10. Now I don't want NPC plus 10 to be the same cost as the NPC plus 1, so I'm going to change this instead to, we'll do 400. And then we're going to need to tweak where it shows and where we hide the variables, because we don't want to show the variable for NPC plus 1 if we're on the page for NPC that should show NPC plus 10. So what we're going to do is when I receive open, we're going to do an if else. Actually, we can just duplicate this entire chunk. It's going to look a little bit chaotic, but that's okay. Just get rid of anything inside the if else. So we're just left with this. We'll duplicate another time, and then we're just gonna put this in here like so. We'll duplicate just like we did for the arms, and we'll just change this number or this variable to NPC plus 10 and this number to 2. And we don't really need it for hide, because it's okay if we hide both of them, because if we hide something that's already hidden, it's not going to affect our game in any way. So we'll just add in a hide NPC plus 10. And again, you're going to have to do this for each page or each item that you want. Again, I'm only going to do the first 2 for time constraints, but you would probably want to do all 6. Now the last thing I'm going to do is, even though if it opens and we still on shop page 2, even though when it opens we still on shop page 2, when we change panels it doesn't change the shop page. So I'm also going to change it to so I'm also going to make it so I'm actually going to change this to I'm going to change this, so I'm going to make a new variable called open. So shop open. And what I'm going to do with shop open is I'm going to make it so instead of this happening, we're going to set shop open to true. And when it closes, we'll set sharp open to false. Now what we can do is, instead of having this under when I receive open, we'll get green flag and a forever loop from control. And now this can just be in here. And we'll just put an if, that's if sharp open equals true. And this should work. We can test it out. So let's just test our game out. We're also, now that I think about it, we're probably going to need to move the variables, but we'll do that in a second. So when we go to, as you see, our MPC plus C is shown, but our 50 isn't hidden. So what we're actually going to do is, down here, we're going to hide it. So we'll hide the other one inside each of these. So we'll hide the 10 when we were supposed to show the +1, and we'll hide the 1 when we're supposed to show a +10. And before I forget, I'm gonna make this large readout. I'm gonna hide the sharp, and I'm just gonna drag this over to where it should be. Okay, now it should be working perfectly. So if we hit the green flag, then open the sharp, it should show. And then if we move to page 2, it should switch between them, like so. Now it's not gonna hide because I hadn't set up the other ones, but if you do the same and set up the other ones, this should be hidden when we go 3 or 6 in this case. Now this should be working now, and we can close it, and it should hide, and your game should be running properly now. So your sharp page will now have multiple pages. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching a video, and I hope you have a good time coding.